Hi there, warriors. This is the Spirit Warrior. I have to say thanks to all those people who subscribe to the channel and all those people who subscribe to the newsletter. I'm deeply grateful and very thankful for your response. And for those people who received the newsletter, I'm sorry it was a bit slow coming to you. I had a bit of a battle with MailChimp. In the last video, I talked about being grateful for all the trials, tribulations, struggle, trauma that we've experienced in life. And I felt as though I kind of left that out in the end. People might think that being grateful for all that crap that I've been through in life. And of course, I certainly have felt that way. And there's been many times in my life where I've yelled and swore at God because the journey has been really difficult. And I wondered what I deserved to do to be on that journey. And why, after all the work that I put in, why wasn't life improving? Of course, we are a sum of all those experiences, all that difficulty, all that struggle, all that pain, all that trauma is what has made us what we are now. And so we do have to be grateful for all those experiences, as much as we probably wish that we didn't have many of them. But we have to understand these are the things that have made us what we truly are. One of the issues with having all these experiences, it can create a negative mindset in our life that we only see the pain, the torture, the battles that we've been through. And it's really difficult to find self-love and self-worth in all that crap that's gone on. But to truly create the life that we really want, we do have to get to a place of self-love and self-worth. And that may require a fair amount of forgiveness from ourselves and for all those people that put us in those situations. And of course, some of those may be parents, loved ones, and those very close to us may be the ones that have put us through the grind of life. But forgiveness is the path. Forgive others and forgive yourself, and understand that this is what has made you, and that indeed, having made it through the end of all these battles and struggles, it is what makes you truly worthwhile, and that you should love yourself for having it made through all these battles and struggles. And that is a most important thing, because without self-love, we can't love others. And of course, we might try and find love, but then we find that we're back in the same old battles and relationships are difficult. It doesn't give us the rewards of love, joy, and happiness that we're truly seeking. One of, if not my most favourite tarot reader on YouTube, is the Scottish Gypsy. She is a beautiful and amazing reader, and I always find that she improves my mindset and my disposition. In a recent reading, she talked about what I think really is the creed of the warrior, and that is that you should never give up on yourself, and that you should never give up on life. And this should bring you to a place of winning the battle of life. And I was recently looking for sort of a theme for the channel, and this is what came to me, that it is all about winning the battle of life. Of course, there may be many definitions of winning, and the most important definition of winning in life is what you truly feel in your heart. Because often warriors spend their lives trying to please others. They play for other people's rules and not their own rules. And this brings this disconnection that you're always feeling as though you're doing things for other people and not yourself. And so one of the important things is to define the rules of life. Define what is winning in life for yourself. And that doesn't necessarily mean $1 trillion in the bank account, and it doesn't necessarily mean an imported car or a big house. Of course, those things are all beautiful, but you may find that the most important thing in your life is love of others, love of self, joy, happiness, all those intangible things, because it is truly possible to have everything physical, everything material in life and still be desperately unhappy. So, of course, we're trying to achieve that equilibrium, aren't we? that we feel abundant and prosperous, and that we have love, joy, and happiness. And that really is the most important path in life. So how I recognise that I am a warrior and that I haven't given up on myself and that I haven't given up on life is that in 2018, I did a wild and crazy thing, and I quit my job and I travelled around the world for a year, which was an amazing experience. This was after a toxic 30-year marriage, and it really was the thing that enabled me to find a path in my life that I truly desired. I soon discovered I was a pretty broken man, and that was going to take a fair amount of healing and readjustment to bring me to a place that I thought was the real me. And part of this trip was that I walked the Camino de Santiago, which is an 800-kilometre pilgrimage across Spain. It is an incredible experience. And one of the things I discovered was my determination and my inner strength. Of course, I am a Taurus sun and moon, and so some unkind people may just say I'm bloody stubborn, and maybe that is the truth. But I survived 6 weeks of walking with bloody feet and often in pain, but I am very proud of the fact that I didn't give up. I didn't give up on myself, and I didn't give up on the walk, and I didn't give up on life. And that is truly important, isn't it? And at the end of that walk is when I truly discovered I was a warrior. I had been walking with some people for a few days just before the end of the walk, but my knees started to fail me and I had to slow down to ensure that I made the walk. And that group of people managed to finish the walk a day ahead of me. And so on the last day, I finally made it to the edge of the city. But it's 3 kilometres to the cathedral, which is the end of the pilgrimage. And I walked the last 2 kilometres swearing and cursing and crying and being really angry about the fact that I still had more walking to do. Anyhow, fortunately, about a kilometre from the end, I bumped into a lovely young woman from Sydney who I'd walked with the previous few days. And so she walked with me the last kilometre and kept my sanity and my spirit. And I proudly walked into the square outside the cathedral. Anyhow, a few days, or it may have been weeks, we were conversing on Facebook, and she said to me, "You are a warrior, you know." And I took that comment with great pride, and that is how I came to the title of the Spirit Warrior, that I felt the strength and power of being so determined to finish that strenuous walk, and that is why I am the Spirit Warrior. I hope those ideas and stories help you with your life. If you have some ideas or thoughts that you'd like me to explore, please put them in the comments below. And I also love to hear your comments in below about what you think of the Spirit Warrior tribe. And of course, I'd love you to subscribe and join in the newsletter. I send you much love, joy, peace, and happiness. And this is the Spirit Warrior signing out. Ciao.